Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and today we're going to be talking again more Biden. I know. It's terrible to keep talking about this man, but he just keeps on doing everything wrong. Like, I just can't help it, guys. He's constantly doing these things, and what am I supposed to do? Just leave him alone? No, of course. It's in my nature to keep on ridiculing this man and to calling out on his bullshit, because, that's what we do here at JM Reports. We call out people on their BS and what the far left have been doing. And currently, right now, Biden is, not doing so great on the, everything. If we go and look at this article here, Biden moves to force states to limit emissions for passenger cars on interstate highways. The Biden administration is expected to mandate on Thursday that states set explicit targets for reducing tailpipe emissions for vehicles using the national highway system. Biden's federal administration, which is part of the U.S. Transportation Department under Transit Secretary Pete Buttigieg, told readers that states must set targets that work for their respective climate change policies and other policy priorities, so long as they are in line with the net zero goals by 2050 set in this rule.
Thanks, Crane. How did the president go from blaming high gas prices on Putin to big oil to small business owners now?
Well, here's the thing about that, Peter, is when you look at, as of this morning, when you look at the crude oil, and when you look at wholesale oil prices as well, they've declined about 15%. And so retail gas prices, however, have only declined just about 3% over the same time period as we have seen with the crude oil prices and the wholesale gas prices. And meanwhile, those same retailers are profiting, their profit have gone up about 40 cents, nearly 40 cents in that same period of time. So what the president is saying is that everyone along that chain, along that production chain line, needs to make sure that they're doing what is possible, their part in bringing down the cost for the American people.
Let me tell you about something being a little business owner, or rather, what things kind of pertain to. These businesses have to increase the prices because the inflation is also increasing on them as well. They have to be able to get this gas and pay for it, which is expensive, so they have to increase the gas prices for this. So in order for them to make ends meet and to not go bankrupt or to be living on the street, they have to increase the prices. And the only way that you can really tackle this issue is to really the issue is the Biden closing down the pipeline and stuff like that. That's one of the big issues here. And even still, I've been talking to people that were doing this little questioning for League. Even they are not a huge fan with Biden. They absolutely hate him, and they don't seem like they're very political at all. But at the same time, they hate Biden, and they're saying that that removing the XL pipeline was incredibly stupid, and you doing this is not going to change that fact. The people are seeing for your bullshit, and we know what's going on here. So, again, I'm not quite sure what you're saying, because the business owners, they have to make profit, they have to make money, they have to survive, they have to eat. So they have to increase these prices. So when Biden does these things, it increases the price of everything. So now that these companies, that they can't make ends meet, they have to keep prices going up. It's the same thing with the food or with the farmers. If things go up in price for the farmers that they have to buy for their product to send to people, they have to increase the prices to make ends meet so they can actually live and function. You can't just go tell people, well, your food prices are too high, don't rise them so up. No, they have to make ends meet. That is the only way where they can survive. This is the same thing with oil or anything else. Idiots, all of you, and you caused this.
People. That is what we're asking. Consumers should not be the first to pay and the last to benefit.
Jeff Bezos says the president's tweet about this is either straight ahead misdirection or a deep misunderstanding of basic market dynamics? Which is it?
As you know, we completely disagree with Jeff Bezos. Look, we will continue to call on everyone along that distribution chain, as I just mentioned, from oil companies to refineries to distributors to retailers to pass their lower cost through to consumers. That is what is important to make sure that we should not make, again, consumers pay first and get that relief last.
Okay, and then
Yeah, they pay first, which is being directed by the government, which is increasing prices. This new provision would require state transportation agencies to set these declining targets and then report on incremental progress. The guideline is another strict measure in Biden's American energy policy, similar to the previous overreach of the EPA in limiting emissions that the Supreme Court recently struck down. In 2020, when running for president, Joe Biden promised to fundamentally transform America's energy sector by ending the fossil fuel industry. His announcement came just after the U.S. had achieved energy independence. When the president took office, he set the goal of getting to 100% clean electricity by 2035 and net zero carbon emissions by 2050. The Biden administration promised to achieve that goal by enacting measures such as replacing the federal government's entire fleet of vehicles with net zero emissions cars, which are products that do not exist. They don't exist. You have to pay $60,000 for a car to get that. No, I'd like to ask some of the people that come into my house and I say, can you buy a $60,000 car? You know what their answer most likely is going to be is no. By the end of Biden's first year in the office, the country was facing a historic supply chain crisis and record high inflation. Those factors, combined with Biden reversing America's energy independence through acts like canceling the Keystone XL pipeline, led to record high gas prices by December 2021. Oh wow, not like any but other American knows about this. In 2022, the Biden administration maintained their energy policy and had transportation secretary who also believes roads are racist, pushing electric cars on Americans as gas prices soared. Currently, gas prices more than double what it did when Biden took office. Biden has exploited Russia President Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine with mantra Putin's price hike and has that Americans should be prepared to pay high gas prices for as long as it takes. Yeah, let's not forget about that, you know. So yeah, Biden really wants to force states to limit emissions for passenger cars on interstate highways. Great. Yeah. You know, at this point, it's just what we call hate. It's called disappointment. It's called disturbance. It's just called, everything is terrible. Forcing the Americans to do things that they can't actively afford or do at all. Because we're nowhere near it. Good job, Joe. Keep on doing this to Americans. See what really happens. Oh, and you might want to help stop the far left from, terrorizing people. That'd be great. That's it for the video, guys. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. And, fuck you, Biden.